What if my research requires me to find the number of hospital beds or the number of discharges from hospital? Let's see how we can do that in CMS by DTK. Alright, I'll enter the database, query reports. I have no variables here, so I go over to the worksheets form template and I find the worksheets form template. Next, I'm going to look for beds, and there are lots of them all over the place. This particular worksheet here is hospital healthcare complex identification data. That's not quite what I'm looking for. These are long form yes no answers. That's also not what I'm looking for. And so I get to worksheet S3 part 1. Specifically, this is the hospital and hospital healthcare complex statistical data. And so here we see all kinds of interesting information. The number of beds, bed days available, inpatient days for Medicare and Medicaid, full-time equivalent employees, and discharges. And I just want most of these. But I specifically would like them for maybe line 14, the total. I could also get them for line 27, including everything after line 14 all the way through line 26. I might as well get those as well, line 27. Yeah, so line 27 and line 14 is what I'm interested in for the number of beds and the discharges. Let's see how I can find those in DTK. Alright, I'm going to go over here to my data. I'm going to select fields. I'm going to go real simple. I'm going to go filter on the field label. Field label again combines a line and column, and I want that one to contain, beds. Now that gives me 674 variables that include the term beds. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, but the worksheet names are in order here, and I saw earlier that I want to go to S. And so I'm just going to go to the last page here, see if we find S on there. And here's still D, so I'll scroll down. L, and then S. S2 part 1 is the identification data we saw earlier. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. And then S3 part 1, that's what I was looking for. So here the hospital statistical data. And so I'm just going to filter the form description by the statistical data. Form description contains statistical. And now here I have B1 at S3. This looks really nice. 2 variables from S7. And so specifically I was looking for, I believe, line 14 and line 27. So let me put that filter in. Add the filter for line code. Well, we can put line 14, but let me do line label contains total. And here I have line 7 as well as line 14. Oh, line 14 and line 27, that's what I was interested in. Line 14 and line 27. And here specifically for the number of beds, I would like the total from line 14 as well as the total from line 27. But I also was interested in not just beds, but also the employees, as well as the discharges. So let me go and remove the label for beds, the filter on the label for beds. And so now here we have statistical, and so now that's not going to be enough. That's too many variables in. So statistical data, let's see, maybe that'll get us there. Statistical data, let me edit that and call it statistical data in the form description. That gets me to S3 part 1. This is perfect, and here I already see line 14 highlighted from selecting it earlier. And on that line, I was also interested in bed days available, as well as the total beds for Medicare and Medicaid. Columns. And I was also interested in the employees on the payroll, total intern, non-paid workers, exactly. And I was interested in the same for line 27. So let's have a look. Interns, certainly. Employees on payroll. And non-paid workers, column 11. Now I was also interested in the discharges, and discharges or column 12, 13, 14, and 15. 12, 13, 14, and 15. I would like those as well. So 12, column 12, column 13, column 14, as well as column 15. And so if time permits, obviously you can do the remaining column 12, 13, 14, and 15 for line 27. And so I see my selected variables here. I can clear them all or remove them individually. And so all I need to do now is view data, and my data is already there. It's already loaded. It's ready to go, ready to export. Here I see my discharges, my employees on the payroll, my interns, if there are any, as well as my total beds, bed days available, and everything's right here. So this would be if you'd like to do research involving the number of beds.